Hey, welcome back to Off the Rails podcast. I am your host this week, Zachary Williams, joined here by my three compadres, my three amigos, the rest of the musketeers, if you will. So, as they would like, please sound off.
Are you D'Artagnan?
Yes, I'm the main character of the shebang. Yes.
Interesting.
Josh is definitely the
I
one
don't see it.
that take a guess. Take a guess at which one he is, because this should be easy.
I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the names either.
All right, well, never mind that.
It's been a while since I've seen
Hey,
you.
how about you guys just say your name so we can move on? All right.
How's it going off the rails? I am Joshua.
AKA.
I don't remember the names.
Damn it, me neither.
If we're doing it by like Disney Musketeers, then
Yeah.
I'm goofy.
Shoddy Mickey.
Guess that leaves me with Donald. Hey, I'm Andrew.
I'm Jonathan.
Hey, and that makes up the 4 rails of Off the Rails podcast, because there's 4 rails when it comes to a train, I guess, or whatever else. But
Oh boy.
How many wheels does a train have?
I didn't know.
That's actually our topic, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
perfect. So yeah, before we get into our sponsor, Jack, holy crap. Hey, Josh, do me a favor. Run the intro.
Jack. Who the hell is Jack?
So
It does
good.
go hard.
Listen,
It does go
every
hard.
time. Listen, everybody, welcome back to Off the Rails podcast. It's a pleasure to have our listeners with us. We enjoy hanging out together, just kind of shooting the shoot.
Hey.
And- you like that?
Scared me. Scared me.
I was like, oh, looks like we're gonna have an explicit episode. All right.
Yeah, no. Shooting the shoot, guys. Just shooting the shoot. But before we dive into the topic that I've chosen for today, we'd like to swing it over to Jonathan for our ad read. Jonathan, take it away.
Hello, all you beautiful people. This week's episode of Off the Rails is brought to you by height. Are you vertically challenged? Don't do it. Let me get through this. Are
I
you
feel like
vertically
every
challenged?
ad is at me.
Do you often Are you vertically challenged? Do you often find yourself on your tippy toes trying to reach the top shelf? Do you wish you could add a couple more inches to your height?
Not just my
Well, that's tough. Sucks to be you. Not me, though. Y'all be easy. Height. You don't have it.
That was a good.
Oh
that was a
my
good.
gosh. Oh
And,
my
and
gosh.
on a more serious note, to our listeners, we are getting our YouTube page in order. Getting ready to put out the first couple of episodes, episodes 2A, 2B, 3, and 4. They're up on the our YouTube, just waiting to get posted. Make sure you guys go subscribe to that. It is Off the Rails, same name. And yeah, we're gonna get into this episode. Zach, back to you.
Appreciate that ad read, John. And yeah, shout out to everyone that's under 6 foot. That's a male. That sucks to be you. Know what I mean? So,
What is happening? Not
I'm so sorry, Josh.
no, I'm
forgot.
4'11". So like
How do we
That
change his
know.
name to oldest and the shortest?
And the chubbiest.
Oh,
No, can't do that. Not yet. Not yet.
give me time, boys. Give me time.
You guys can split that trophy if you want.
Yo, what is
Okay,
happening?
sorry. All right, back.
You know what?
Back
Here we
to
go.
the topic.
words,
Back to the topic
words
at hand.
first. Okay.
So I didn't want to, deviate too much. I do enjoy our movie conversations, but I figured I'd keep it in the realm of things we all enjoy.
Of course.
So I felt like today was the day that we discussed one of the things I hold dear to me, to myself, hold dear to myself. That's how it goes.
Sure.
And let's talk about
Probably not.
let's talk about books, boys. Let's talk about books.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't
Books.
read.
I know it's okay, but you know things.
All right. Well,
so
Zach,
it's
you
fine.
and I
I
are
was
gonna have an
elected to
awesome
lead.
conversation.
Dang it.
I was selected to read, not to read. So yeah,
I don't read good.
All things kind of literature. To be honest with you, boys, I enjoy reading. I know Josh does. I know Andrew does at times, and I know Jonathan knows some words. So that going forward,
It's accurate.
we'll start out nice and light, and listen, it could be your anime books, comic books, graphic novels, whatever. It's all literature. So let's start out nice and easy. And boys, give me at least, if you have three, cool, but give me at least like one of like the most notable books or pieces of literature that you enjoy. Like off the top of your head, this is like go-to recommended novel for you. Josh?
Yeah. So I and not exactly in this order, but these are just some of my favorite pieces of literature ever. Is just number one in my head will always be The Island of Dr Moreau by H.G. Wells. That book is just absolutely incredible, and whatever happens in this topic, we'll probably end up talking more about stuff. But with graphic novels / comic books, it would be Batman Hush. It's Jim Lee is the artist and stuff, and I can't remember who it's Jeff Loeb, I think, is the one that did the writing. But it's just absolutely amazing. And then for my third, I don't know, like that's tough, because it's like I've been reading so many things now. Actually, it might be Deception Point by Dan Brown. Like that book has stayed with me for a while. So it could be that one. But I mean, there's tons of them, but just those are the ones that like really mean something to me.
Cute. Folks, so at some point, like a couple months back, Josh shared a list of books that he's reading or that he's read. And every time I open up my notes app on Apple, every freaking time this list gets updated with books that he's finished. And I'm just like, hey man, maybe chill out once. Maybe stop, just rest.
Man, reading's cool. Reading's fun.
But like, to be
Reading's for
but
winners.
also, I will say this. I agree with Jonathan, because I'm also on that said list. And yes, the list of books he has actively read is extensive for the year. It's probably like almost at 20 at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm at 17.
Yeah. But the other thing is that he like flies through audiobooks. So like in like a matter of a week, you'll be like, oh, Josh updated his list 3 times. And it's just like 2 audiobooks and a book that's like 500 pages. It's just like, bro.
Well, that's because you just drive a lot, right?
Aren't you married?
And that's the China reference. All right. Well, it's not. With work and stuff, like I can just wear headphones while I'm working.
Yeah.
So and it's like what I do for work isn't exactly like intensely like I have to be paying attention to things and like all this, so I can just kind of get lost in the book and just kind of take it all in. And I also listen to it at like 1.5 like times speed or whatever, so it goes
cheating
a little bit faster. But there's like, I listen to the Game of Thrones books.
Your brain will do it though. So.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones books, the guy reading is incredible. I have nothing to say about this man. That's he's absolutely amazing. There's 600 and something characters. He does a different voice for every single one of them throughout the entire series. But I listened to his reading at 1.5 times speed. Then something happened on my phone and it went back to 1, and genuinely it sounded like he was in slow motion. Like his reading was, and then Ned Stark, like it was just like, no, dude, you need what are you doing? Let's go. Like we need to read faster. So like that's just a night. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, that makes sense, I guess.
I'm gonna stop talking.
All right, Andrew, go ahead. What about you?
I mean, in my youth, Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow.
Because
were
you are
two of the
old.
big books.
Ooh.
Yeah, but those were two that I like. I wore those pages out. Like I reread those books a lot. Recently, I mean I've read a few random stuff like here and there. Like I'll pick up a book from Barnes and Noble, but like nothing's really stood out. Like I read I don't know, what's that guy like I don't know, it's supposed to be like motivational, but it really didn't seem like it.
Oh, Tony Robbins,
No, different guy. He
the
was
black
Donald-
guy.
yeah,
Donald Trump.
no, black guy. I don't remember.
The,
his name.
the one that's like always kind of like he sounds like he's angry, but it's also his voice is like shot because he's like a motivational speaker.
I've never heard him. It doesn't matter. But like I've read one of those books. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Like most I'm reading a lot of like manga. Like, but like that's kind of it as far as reading. Or it's like technical books. Like I have a bunch of like Java stuff back there that I read through for reference and stuff like that. But
Okay.
yeah, nothing like I don't know.
So basically, more so manga these days, manga
So-
heavy.
And Andrew, can you explain what that is for anybody that may not know?
What manga is?
Yeah.
Correct.
Just like comic books is the equivalent, I guess, but like not American comic books. Like I don't want to.
It's like more like Japanese kind of artwork and character driven and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's not getting
right?
deep, but just explain the flow of it. Yeah.
No,
Is
yeah,
it
I
also
mean-
written like opposite too? Is that?
Yeah, like you read.
If I bought the books, like it'd be like you'd start on the right side and go to the left.
Yeah.
But like I don't think I'm terrible and I haven't bought any of them. Like I just read it all online, different
that's not
sites.
terrible.
What a criminal.
Support your creators.
There's a few that I will probably end up buying just because like they're good. But yeah, I don't, like
Well, that's what you were telling us about with all there is, all you need is kill, right? They're like the
Oh,
Edge
yeah,
of
yeah.
Tomorrow thing. That was
Yeah.
a manga,
Yeah,
which
that was
is
good.
like a comic book style and the style of anime kind of stuff. Like if anybody's ever seen Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z or Yu-Gi-Oh, like that kind of style is what in my head is what I
Yeah, like
what I
that's-
feel
mean,
like
that's
it is.
basically, I guess, what it would translate to. It's basically like if you had like a graphic novel made, like Hush, they made into a movie. It's a
Yep.
similar thing. It's like they took the manga, and made it into an anime.
Mhm.
But yeah, like you guys have been watching. Like I got you guys, like not you, Josh, but you should watch it. But I got them. It's like My Hero Academia, and like
Oh, okay.
but
Fire.
I'm also reading the manga, which is way ahead, and like so that's I don't know, stuff.
Just so
like,
he basically just when we're watching it together, he's just like, oh well,
no,
later
no.
on this will
See,
explain this to you, but you're kind of
you
too
haven't got-
simple-minded to fully understand this
No.
as of right now.
That's not what it is. It's what it is like you read it and then you're like, dang, that'd be really cool to see animated. Like it'll be like a really cool fight. You're like, I can't wait to see that animated. And then when it finally is, you're like, that's amazing.
That's dope.
And like I have like 20 tabs open with just different stuff. Like I just like every week, like I'll refresh because like most of them come out like once a week. Some of them once a month, which those are terrible. Like it sucks to wait, but like
Yeah.
they're okay.
Hey, you're not
But
paying
yeah,
for
I'll
them,
just,
so
Yeah, well,
My man's out here on like old school
Jerkhead.
LimeWire. Yeah, or my man's on LimeWire for comic books.
listen. I will eventually. There is some other stuff.
probably
like,
not
there's some-
true, right?
What a liar.
Well, I was gonna
Yeah.
say there is a
Oh, yeah, for
there
sure.
is a random webtoon that I just saw, which was like a Batman one, and it's not a manga. It's like I think
Just a comic
Yeah,
book, basically.
yeah, webtoons are a little different. Like it's still like a comic, but like it's just online. But like this one was like a Batman one. It was pretty good. It was like about the Bat family, basically. It was just like them hanging out kind of thing. But
Very
it was
cool.
it was pretty
I'll have
good.
to check it out.
Hey, so Jonathan, do you have a
book.
top tier book of all time?
I do
Listen,
actually.
it could be Dr. Seuss. We don't judge. It's whatever you
I
need,
mean,
bro.
Cat in the Hat is a banger. So
Yeah, facts.
no, honestly, like
Nice.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
yeah, dude, yeah, exactly. No,
Spitting bars.
I think for me, I used to actually love reading. I think for me, what kind of ruined it was school, like, especially like for like summer break, like having to do book reports. I think that kind of like ruined it for me because it's like I don't want to do this. Like I just want to.
Yeah, forcing you.
Yeah.
Not because you want to do it for the enjoyment. But
Yeah,
it's
and then I have
because
to
you
write
have to.
and I have to write a report
Yeah.
about it. No, but no, actually I do. and it's these two books right here.
Oh, the ones.
Oh,
okay.
hey,
It's
let's go.
for you folks listening, it's Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow. It's actually Andrew's copies that he loaned me.
You know what? I totally forgot I did because I was like, "Where are those books?"
Yeah, no, I
What
have
how many books are in that
There's
series?
a lot, but like I only read those two. There's a lot more. Like I forget the number, but like yeah, I really only read those two.
Gotcha.
other than
All right, so,
other than these two, there was a baseball book. It's called Heat by Mike Lupica. It's about this young kid playing baseball. He's a pitcher, with just
Throwing
aspirations of being, with
There was
aspirations of
a-
being in
there's
in
a-
MLB.
nice.
I was gonna say there's a bunch of Star Wars books that I like. They're great.
I have an
they're
Order
now
66
considered,
one.
I think they're now considered legends, but we
So
just
they're
kinda
not
see
canon anymore.
Have you read any of the newer ones?
I haven't yet.
I've read a couple of them. That's actually one I'm reading right now is Aftermath series. It's like takes place between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, which for anybody that doesn't know, that's episode 6 and episode 7. And it's a trilogy of books that takes place during that time, and I'm on the second one right now. It's pretty cool because it with Disney being involved, they're creating like a unified universe with all of their media. So video games, the park, Black Spire Outpost, and Disney World, comic
Which
books,
you've been to, I'm
books. Yeah. The TV shows, Mandalorian, live action shows, as well as cartoons, like all of that is all part of the same universe. And it's not like you have to be involved in all of that stuff, but it does tie into other things, which it's like you get to acknowledge things. Anyway, sorry, Zach, I'm taking over.
No, listen. Sometimes we go off the rails. It's good. It's
Hey.
all in the canon of books. So we're good.
Nick Cannon.
No.
We're not talking about baby mamas.
yeah.
Well, I was gonna say some of it tied into like movies
Not
a
talking
little
about
bit.
baby mamas.
Because
But
like those Star Wars books, like the ones that aren't canon anymore, like that's what they should have done for that last trilogy. Like with like their kids, I mean, like it played better in the books than it did in the movie.
I mean, I feel like that's the topic we're gonna get into a little bit about, books that are turned into movies, but we'll save that topic for a little bit down the line. I want to throw this question out there. This is always a very interesting number, and honestly, I was doing research on it and can't really seem to pin down the list that is like basically like all based on facts. So take these lists as a grain of salt. But what would you say is the best-selling book of all time?
Is it not the Bible?
Yeah.
Correct. So the Bible should be like 3.9 billion in like the last like 50 years, something crazy like that.
It's many.
But okay, so take the Bible off of the list because some lists didn't even add it because I think it was just so like it's too far of a gap.
Yeah.
It's too far a gap.
Can't be
So
surpassed.
what would you say is best-selling?
Now, does this involve like other media types that are like magazines and brochures and all that kind of stuff, or is it just strictly books?
No, so yeah, not magazines and brochures.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if it'd be like Time Magazine or something like that. That's what I was thinking. Okay, just books. So
Solidly
the
books.
second,
Eat, Pray, Love.
It's not within the top 10, but it is up there actually. It is one of those books that
wow.
like, I think within like 20 or 25, it's definitely hits the list.
No, I believe it.
Let's
I believe
see.
it.
What about The Prince by Machiavelli?
Well, okay, great one. No, but have you guys ever heard of Little Prince, like the old school French book? It's called like Les Petits Princes, or however you say it in French. I'm not French.
Oh, that was,
Yeah.
For all my French listeners,
we
ça
don't
va?
have any.
Oui, bonjour.
Oh god.
That's all I got. That's
And
all I
we
got.
just offended an entire country.
Awesome. If we
Listen,
ever had any, we don't anymore.
The
Yeah.
French. You think I'm scared of the French?
For our Germany listener out there, like
he clearly wasn't afraid of the French. Know what I mean?
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got you, bud. We with you.
So
We just
about the
lost him.
sponsors.
So anyway, I'll run through a few of these just to like kind of blow your mind a little
Art
bit.
of War.
I'm hopping between. Okay. Great book, but no, it's not. It's not like top 10.
Yo, what is
Really?
happening?
All right, hold on. So
1984, Animal
between-
Farm.
between also those like top 20 actually. So between like Wikipedia, which I always take that for a grain of salt because I think half the time people just change it to the favorite
It
books.
should be like Harry Potter
then,
or
like,
Lord of the Rings or something.
Oh,
Which one?
So Business Insider also. Okay. So Business Insider had the Bible as the top. Then it had quotations from Chairman Mao Zedong, some probably like inspirational, self-help, whatever type of thing, trash. But that had 820 million. Then the next one was your boy or your girl, whatever her name is, Harry Potter. That was 400 million copies. Wild.
How much? 400 million?
400 million.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think this was based off of like the last 50 years.
Okay.
And then after Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Alchemist, Da Vinci Code, Twilight, Gone with the Wind,
Twilight, really?
Think and Grow Rich, Diary of Anne Frank, and then a few more was like Don Quixote, and then Tale of Two Cities, which was one of Josh's favorite go-to books.
No love for Rich
And that
Dad
was
Poor
from-
Dad? Like,
I crazy, but I mean they did have Think and Grow Rich, top book for all you trying to get in that business mindset. But that was like the Business Insider one on it, and then Wikipedia, real quick, not to cut you off, Josh, but it was they had the Hobbit up there, Harry Potter, Le Petit Prince, Dream of the Red Chamber, which was like 18th century, some Chinese book, but like that's legit the year they gave me. It's like 18th century.
That's
And
wild.
then, yeah, I was like, that's old as ish. I was like, how they
As
keep records
shoot.
back then? Yeah, how they keeping records? Half of them died by blue blinding pig. You know what I mean? So who's tracking that?
what is it called? Which plane was it?
The blue blinding pig. Heavy on the boob.
They're-
Heavy on the boob.
Okay, because I thought you said
But the
blue-
first one,
blue
it was a
bo-
color plague.
I
So
definitely
they
thought
would
it said
turn blue.
I
It was
thought
the
it was like
bubonic.
It
Bubonic
was like
plague.
both. It's
The
the
blue
blue
blinding-
boob
the blue
plague.
blinding
It's
plague.
the blue. It's
Yeah.
the blue boob plague.
The blue-footed booby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So none of those people are around because that took out, half the world.
Mhm,
of course.
And then after that was, Josh's girl, Agatha Christie. And then there were none. 1939.
That book is
Book.
amazing.
Agatha
Amazing.
Christie
I read a lot of
is-
Agatha Christie.
yeah,
when I
you-
was younger, yeah.
I used to.
I
do a
actually
bunch
haven't
because
read
you
very
always
many.
had 'em.
She's
you always
she's
had them.
awesome though.
I loved
Yeah.
all her books. Like they were great.
The suspense, the
mysteries
legit,
and
like
stuff,
that
yeah.
is the best part about reading. It's just like
I
diving
totally
into
forgot
a
about.
book.
Don't I still have them? You have them, right? You
No,
didn't
there's
toss
no
them.
way. There's no way.
Why would you
We
toss
moved
Wait,
them?
so-
we moved houses. Then.
Isn't that the one that what's that movie that just came out? The Strangers on a Train? Is that no? What is it?
No, that's a Gone Girl.
No. What was the one
You
that
said
just
two
came
different
out where it's
things.
like the 10 people and there was a murder that happened?
Oh,
Yes.
on the
Oh,
And
Orient
Her-
Express.
Hercule
The-
Poirot. Yes, that's it.
Murder on
Thank
the
you.
Orient Express.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Orient Express. Yeah, that's one of her books, right?
I actually might
Yeah.
have them here. Actually,
They're
now that I
doing
think
a
about it.
they're doing like a sequel. It's like with Hercule the detective, but something in the Nile or something. Which
Yeah.
I think is another book.
So
It's kind of like the sequel to like what's that one with Dan Craig that just
Knives Out.
Oh
Knives
yeah,
Out.
yep, similar idea. Yeah.
Exactly. So, with that in mind, are any of those wildly surprising to you? Actually, crap, I even forgot the one. Yeah, The Hobbit was the top of that one. which is-
Twilight. I was surprised.
Hobbit was
Twilight made that list.
1937. That like they wrote The Hobbit. I never knew that. Wildly old book. But yeah, go ahead, John.
Twilight. I'm surprised. I mean, I know it's a huge series and franchise, but to
Yeah.
beat out like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings on that, because like
There's a lot.
Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings on the Business Insider list wasn't even top 10, right?
No,
It was. No. Harry
was
Potter
higher
was
than
number
that.
3.
Number
and then
3,
Lord of the
okay.
Rings was number 4.
Twilight was under that.
And Twilight was
Yeah,
what?
I think Twilight was like 6 or
Oh, okay.
Six
Okay.
or
I mean,
something,
but
right?
still,
Yeah.
okay. I'm surprised it even cracked the top 10.
yeah.
So,
mhm.
Well,
so
you
that's
forget
what
the
I'm saying
hype
with,
behind that. That was
Yeah.
like so much.
and
hype
it's
behind
like every
Behind
like
the
teen
movies,
bopper.
yeah, but
it.
But
They
the
read
book,
books,
the
too.
book was what like everyone's so hyped
It's kind
up
of like
for.
Harry Potter. Like no
Where's
one. more
50
people
Shades,
read
bro?
it.
Yo,
No, so that's I was actually gonna say, like, I feel like the demographic that book connected with is completely different than
oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
than our thinking kind of thing, you know. So it's
for
like
sure. That-
the four of
Twilight
us
was
may not
such
have
a-
any interest whatsoever in the Twilight book, so it won't even pop into our heads as like, oh yeah, that's got to be really popular. Like we'd be thinking more like Hunger Games or stuff like that. Whereas Twilight connected with, I would feel like more females, so like that's gonna be a bigger crowd for them to reach. And then it's 50 Shades of Grey. I think that was huge for a little while. I don't know, guys. Ask your mom.
Oh shoot. But yeah, so based off of that list,
Nothing? Wow.
It just comes
I
past it.
I resisted. I legit had things queued up, and I was like, you know what?
Man, I
I'm ready
alley
to
oop
offend-
that.
I ready if you really did. And I was about to come right back to your wife, and I was like, nah, let me chill.
He needs another drink.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
True.
But off of those two lists, which mind you, this is why I was saying earlier that like I always have an issue with like finding lists online, because they're like, you would think it would always be the same, like, oh, best-selling novels of all time. But for whatever reason, there's always just like, I don't know if it's just like, in my opinion, this is the best. like-
Yeah.
So I always take that with a grain of salt. But based off of those books, have you guys read any of them? I know none of you read the Bible. So besides that, have you read?
What is the Bible?
Yeah,
Never heard of it.
It's actually the Bible.
Oh, the Bible.
Everybody else.
Yeah, that's French. Yeah.
The lay Bible.
Do they talk
Yeah,
about the blue blonic plate in that one?
Yeah, the blue the blue booby page. Yeah.
The blue boobs.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you guys talk about this. I'm gonna go over here.
I have read Lord of the Rings. I've read The Hobbit. Never read any Harry Potter books. Never read any Twilight books. I'm trying to remember what were other ones on that.
Alchemist.
Yes, I read that recently.
Da Vinci Code.
That I have not read. That's a Dan Brown book.
It is. I think I might have read Gone with the Wind. It's been a while though. Probably like, I think school wise, I had to read it.
I read the first Harry Potter book, and then my mom was like, "No."
Teammates, yo, facts.
Basically, so, yeah.
Wizards,
Just the first one.
And just flying white people. No, thank you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god. The flying white people.
Yo, that was
Unbelievable.
her issue with watching Wizard of Oz.
No, she never had an issue with Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, but this guy's just trying to make trouble. Oh my gosh.
Actually, thanks for really selling that one, pal. What are you talking about? Mom never had an issue with that novel, a movie, or whatever it's called.
Oh man. Wow.
Out of control. So like, I think this leads into my next question, you idiot. Do you guys, when you are choosing a book to read, do you go based off of popularity? Like, do you hop online like, oh, like top 100 books of all time? Let me see if I could, pick something out for here to read. Or do you just kind of go off of suggestions, your own like thoughts? You hear about a book and like, let me check it out. How do you decide what book you're reading?
I'm not I don't do the audiobooks. So like if I'm gonna get a book, I'll be in Barnes and Noble walking around, and I'll just be like reading the back covers and stuff and be like,
oh,
that
just
sounds
kind of going
interesting.
at it. Oh,
Yeah, or I'll ask. I the last time I got a book, I just randomly asked somebody. I was like, that worked in Barnes and Noble. I was like, "What's your suggestion?" And then they were like, gave me something. I was like, "All right, cool. That was pretty good."
You talk to people in public?
On occasion, very rare. Very.
Had
very
no
rare.
idea.
You didn't have
Well,
your
as a CIA trained
I was
agent,
gonna
he
say,
has to keep up his,
I don't
Yes.
think
way
the
to eat,
CIA
like, communicate.
agent would be wearing this hat that has llama.
That's
on
what they would
Yeah,
say, though.
They throw you off the scent.
But like I would have
Oh, is
thought
that
that
what it
like
is?
your handler would have talked to the bookstore clerk for you
That's true.
to find a
it.
book.
No, see what you guys are forgetting is that I need to build up the life to and I got to make sure that people see me.
See,
And I gotta buy books, so
Oh.
like my apartment looks like it's been lived in, even though I don't really live here.
no, see,
No.
I know what it is. I know what
Jason
the truth
Bourne.
is. The
Yeah.
clerk in the store is actually another agent.
Yeah,
Yep.
what they
And-
do is they
and-
hand me my assignments inside the books.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's
Yeah.
super
I got
cool.
I got you.
Yeah, but
Oh.
now that you guys have talked about this, I'm gonna have to take you out. I'm sorry. So this is our last episode of Off the Rails.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Do your
Look
worst.
out the window right now.
You'll be
Red dots?
successful.
Red dots.
Hello?
Red dots.
Red dots.
Pew!
Snipe on the roof. Snipe on the roof.
So
go ahead,
to answer your question, the red lights. My big thing is I am very big into knowing like culture references. Like that involves like why I watch certain shows, why I want to watch every movie. Like, you know, so books and stuff for me, it's like I want to read American classics. I want to read things that are, you know, talked about, you know, famous authors that are popular now and stuff like that. But I have recently gotten into just asking people, or like while talking about books, somebody be like, oh yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever heard of this book, but this is my favorite and there's a whole series and blah blah blah, and I'll just write that down. And that's how Atlas Shrugged. Atlas Shrugged. That is number 3 right there.
That's crazy.
Atlas Shrugged. Yeah, so like there's like references or recommendations of books will lead me to something that I never would have chosen on my own, kind of thing. So like I'm big into asking people, you know, what do they read or what do they like?
I think between both of us, I've read a number of good books based off of your recommendations, and I'm always just like throwing books your way as well that you do follow up and read later on because it shows up on that damn list of yours. And I'm just like, all right, we get it, cool. So yeah, I think recommendations is big for me, especially like John's dad. We have like a 2-man like book club that we just share books between, and legitimately still have like a whole crate of books from his dad that like I'm just slowly going through, and it's just me and him have similar genre styles, so I think that helps. And we'll get into that next. Yeah, exactly.
Big espionage fan.
I was gonna say, like, unlike John, I kind of liked getting a reading list because it like kind of you didn't have to think about it. It's like, this is a good book.
Nerd.
Read it. You know, so like
that's right.
There was like a couple of classes in
nerds
college that like you know you had to read a book, and it was like you know those books I wouldn't have picked up myself. You know what I mean? Like, so it was kind of like good to do. Like sometimes you need to like read something that you normally wouldn't.
No, that's very true. Like I remember, I think it was my freshman year, junior year. Like one of the books that we read was The Odyssey, which, you know, if it wasn't in school, I would have never ever have even cared. But no, like very much enjoyed that. Like The Odyssey. What is it called? Is it Scarlet Letter? No, The Crucible. The Crucible.
Ooh, I just listened to that recently, audiobook, and I legit forgot how insane people were. I was like, yo, this book is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, top tier. Top tier. So that being said, though, based off of recommendations and things like that, do you ever, and here we go, we'll swing it back to our old and faithful topic of old. Do you ever watch a movie based off of a book you read, or is it always like, oh, this movie is based on a book, you just watch the movie and like never touch the book? Or have you like
I think it's happened on accident because like I'll read a book and then years later they'll make a movie about it and then I'll be like, oh, cool. Like I mean, like the Hunger Games, I read that before I saw the movies.
True, which was great. That and the Divergent series as well.
I don't think I read those. But like it's just it wasn't like I was planning on it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna read the book first and then I'll read, watch a movie. Most of the time, actually,
I have done that though.
I'll watch a movie and then be like, oh, it's based on a book, and then I'll read the book because after I watch the movie. Because
just so you don't ruin the movie that way.
Yeah, which is exactly what I'm planning to do with Dune, which I haven't read. And then I was like, I'll watch the movie first, and then I'll go read the book because I was like, because the book is gonna be better than the movie.
Yep, I have it queued up in my Amazon cart right now.
Yeah, but I'd rather watch the movie first because I know the movie won't ever be as good as the book.
Yeah,
I feel like that'll be the case with most book and movie adaptations. Is that the movie will never ever live up to how good the book is.
Like TV shows have a chance, but then sometimes
because they're able to
the longevity of the GOT up until season 7 was spot on, and the only reason though it was I mean, plus season 7 had redeemable things, but the reason why it fell off so hard, he ran out of books. Legitimately listening to the books and then watching the show, you're like, oh wow, you legit have just quoted this man their entire time. And that's why this show is so good. You add in, HBO budgets and, gorgeous blue blonde pig things and whatnot. And yeah, it just
Nice. I see what he did there.
I
Yeah.
think you pronounced it right that time, though. I think you got it.
Yeah.
You did.
That's what
I
messed
I
him
feel
up.
like I definitely
tried
pronounced it
harder.
right at least twice.
Like, you saw the
in this
concentration in
conversation.
his face. He was like,
Yo, it be
nodding.
tough out here,
I
bro.
got
It be
it.
so
I'm
tough.
just confused as to why it's gorgeous.
Well, it's
That's a great question. That's for another conversation. So anyway,
interesting.
Josh, any
I actually am borderline the complete opposite of what Andrew was saying. I
book first, movie second?
I want to read the book first because I like for reading for me, I like am very visual with it. So like I get into the book, I get lost in the characters and all that, and I like to visualize a character on my own. Whereas seeing a movie and then reading the book, I'm only gonna see the actor as that character, you know.
Yeah,
whereas
but-
like, no, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, wouldn't
Fight
you
me about it.
then like because the way I would
Let's go.
think is like if I
Uh-huh.
read the book first,
Yeah,
I've imagined these characters in a certain way, and when the
Okay.
actors don't pull it off, I hate it.
yeah.
But, like,
Well,
I-
you're. I
Like,
mean,
the other way doesn't bother me as much, where it's like
Hmm.
going from the actors doing it to like the book. But yeah, continue. Good.
no. Well, because I mean,
Oh,
honestly,
thanks,
how
Angela.
are they going to live up to the book? The author specifically wrote characters in a certain way, and then this actor's coming in trying to be that character.
No, I know. That's what
So
I'm saying.
you're
that's-
wrong, Andrew. No, you're wrong. So stop.
Oh, here we go.
That's what I was saying though. That's why I was
Nah,
like, I'd rather the
no.
movie first.
I told
'cause
you to
they're gonna
stop,
be-
and you
it's
kept
gonna
going.
be terrible. It's gonna- the movie's gonna be not terrible, but it's not going to be as good as the book because the book has more time to flesh out these characters. So
No,
like,
100%.
that's why I like if I watch a movie first before I read the book and then go back, then I like it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I saw what the movie was trying to do, but the
Mhm.
book did it so much better. And
Yeah.
then I like,
Ooh,
I like that.
what was those?
No,
The
that's-
three books from Sweden that you recommended to me back in the day, Andrew. Dragon Tattoo.
Yes.
Legitimately, though, that series of books probably one of my favorite. Even like the newer ones from the new author, they're decent, but like the original three, honestly, like some of the best, just well-written novels of all time. Like in my opinion, but still, like based on facts.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and honestly, Andrew, I was just completely messing with you because you're genuinely right, because I felt that way. Like I've said it in other other episodes that we've had. Like I Am Legend, Count of Monte Cristo. Like I love those movies, and then reading the book, it's like, oh snap! Like if they had done this though, that would have been really intense. But the movie's still great on its own. Whereas I feel like there would have been a level of disappointment if I had read the books first, like you were saying, Andrew, and then saw the movie, because then I'd be like, wait, but why would they do that? Why wouldn't they do
or
this?
Why would
And
they take out certain characters?
yeah, or like
they
they change things, and it's like, whoa, what? Why would you? No, the way it is in the book is perfect. Why are you now?
Well,
So
that's
what
why
you
like,
saw
Ender's
Count of
Game I
Monte
never watched.
Cristo first?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I? I'm trying to remember because I've.
Well, I only read Count of Monte Cristo this past year. For the first time
I
ever.
mean, that's crazy because I recommended to you a decade ago, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
Do you,
cool.
Josh? Do you think, and Zach too? Do you think your viewpoint would have changed on that movie, Count of Monte Cristo specifically, if you read the books first, read the book first, and then watched the movie?
That's tough. Because I don't know, because that movie just
Yeah.
is
As a
super
as,
awesome
as a
and really
standalone by
epic.
itself, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I like it so much is that people that didn't even know it was a book
Mhm.
love that movie.
Mhm.
And they like rave about it, speak highly about it. But like the book, there's just certain elements of the book that like honestly it would make the movie very dark.
Oh man, dude.
Which is like that's the crazy part about that movie is that like it gets dark, but like they only scratch the surface of like the depths of revenge that this man was going
Mhm.
and like
No games.
succeeded at. Like,
No
he, like,
games.
succeeded at. But like even the end of it, like the book, it like ended not happy. Yeah, Loki spoils, but like nothing crazy. But like he doesn't end happy.
It's
Like
different.
the
Yeah.
movie, like they kind of wrap
Yeah,
it up nicely
they
for a
walk
bow.
off together in
Yeah,
the
In
sunset.
the book,
Yeah.
my man is just even more of a miserable bastard, and you're just like, wow, I feel every ounce of that, and that is an amazing book.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what I was saying with the manga that they made into the movie, like right, like
Okay, yeah.
With Edge of Tomorrow, yeah.
It ended a lot dark, but like Hollywood does that a lot. Even I Am Legend, right? It ended a little happier than like maybe the book did. Like they just have to have a happier ending.
Yeah, you gotta put
which
the bow on it. Right?
Which so for anybody that wants to read the book, please don't listen to the next, let's say, 2 minutes of the podcast, because I'm going to talk about the ending of the book. The ending of the book, because it's titled I Am Legend, pretty much what happens is he's been killing off all of these zombie vampire people or whatever, and they've been trying to capture him. Then this other group of those creatures show up into his city that he's in. But what they've done is they've learned to be like hybrids almost. So they're those creatures, but they've learned to control the aggression. They're able to communicate. They are able to use technology, all this kind of stuff. So they're not just these mindless beasts that are just on the hunt all the time. And they end up capturing him, Will Smith's character, and they put him in prison because they have now set up again a justice system and all that kind of stuff. And he's a serial killer. And so he's in his prison cell and he goes up to the window and he's looking out. And there's like these little kid zombie things that are like walking around. They see him and run to their parents and like hold their legs. And he realizes, and this is like the last bit of the book, the last sentences are, he says, he sits down on the bench and he sees that they're setting up the noose for him to be hung. And he says something along the lines of like, I was hunting the boogeyman and then I became the boogeyman.
Powerful.
I am the one that haunts their dreams. I am legend.
Ooh.
And it ends. And it's like, holy crap.
Did you guys just get those chills down your spine? I did.
Dude, no, it was like
Feels
super
good.
intense because it spins it, whereas in the movie it's like he's like, I can cure you, I'm trying to save you, and it's like, but in the book he wasn't at all. Like he was gonna just kill everybody that he could.
He was just like, load up the Glock.
Yeah,
exactly.
Got 100 guns, 100 clips.
So listener, you can come back in. I don't know. You can listen now. You're good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they don't care.
Nope,
they left. They left.
Yeah.
So speaking of the combination between book and movie, let's make the jump. Highest grossing film adaptation of a book. Go. What do you guys?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'd probably go Lord of the Rings.
Or Harry Potter. Has to be one of those.
I'd say Lord of the Rings. It's Harry Potter.
Potter, bro. Come on.
Actually, it had 8 movies, right?
Yeah, because they had more movies. Yeah.
But no. I'm about to. This is broken down 2 movies, so it's just all.
The last 2?
No. Like
Keep
basically the number. It's each.
Movies.
Yeah, it's each movie. It's number 1 on the list based off of Geeks Vibes Nation. Get your Geeks Vibes information on Geeks Vibes Nation.
Sounds incredibly biased, but okay.
Yeah, facts. But also like, geeks again.
Yeah. They got the vibes.
Yeah. Number 1.
It's their nation too.
Potter and Deathly Hallows 2.
2. Yep, that was the very last movie. Yep.
Yeah, $1.34 billion. Number 2,
Return of the King.
$1.15 billion.
The
Number
third
3.
Lord of the Rings.
What's number 3?
Deathly Hallows 1.
Nope.
2 Towers.
Nope.
Yo, what is happening?
This is not a Lord of the Rings or a Potter book.
But it still is a book movie.
Mm-hmm.
Godfather.
And it is one that we all love. It is one that we all have grown up on.
Jurassic Park.
Hey. $1.03 billion.
Makes sense. That movie.
Number 4.
That's impressive.
Yeah, facts. Number 4. This one is. I'm gonna be honest with you. This one was left field for me, and I doubt you could you guys could guess nonstop. You won't get it, but
Passion of the
after I
Christ.
say, imagine.
Yeah.
No,
Pride
not
and
in the
Prejudice.
slightest. Also,
Pride and
they're,
Prejudice and
they're probably
zombies.
like up in 20s, I think. No, Alice in Wonderland,
Oh snap! That's wild.
$1.03 billion.
Alice in
Yeah,
That's the
Wait,
that's
yes.
the
The
Tim Burton
animated
one,
movie?
right?
yeah, no,
Tim Burton, right?
the Johnny Depp one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
mhm.
wild.
Yeah,
I did not think that would be up there.
yeah, same.
No, yeah, I didn't realize
Same.
it made that much.
Yeah.
And then
not at
number
all.
5,
Is it
jump
Avatar?
back.
Oh
The
wait,
Hobbit.
Avatar's not a book.
Yeah, no. The Hobbit,
Yeah.
Expected Journey, 1.02 billion. Then back to Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone. That was the first one, right?
I don't
Philosopher's-
remember.
I don't
It might be.
I feel like that might have been like the first one. Yeah, I think that one was like an earlier.
Don't worry, our listeners will correct us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably,
Please
yeah.
comment and subscribe.
And then after that one, Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows 1. Then number 8, Jungle
Give
Book.
us your money.
Number 9, Hobbit. And then number 10, Lord of the Rings. Legitimately, out of these 10, 7 of them is either The Hobbit
Or Lord of the
Harry
Rings.
Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
Yeah, that's
think about it.
crazy.
Harry Potter, she wrote that on a train when she was dirt purr for poor. That's a tough one.
She was a
Wow.
little
You
she
were
was a
saying
little
something
cat.
else.
She was purring, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
she was purring, all right. Yeah, she
When she was purr.
purr.
What is happening?
Yeah,
someone
wrote that
should
book
write a book.
in
Hope it gets
97.
adapted, makes money.
But like in '97, and legitimately just rolled that like gravy train
Yeah.
all the way
Oh,
to the
dude.
bank.
When did the first movie come out?
I think
05 or something.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's that late. Honestly, I think it was earlier than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 2001.
Holy cow.
Yep, 2001.
That's
That's
crazy.
Otherwise, they're not going to do
Yeah.
like a re-release.
Well,
But-
I mean, she's made her billions of dollars. Like this chick.
Well, I mean, now they also have the spin-offs that they're doing.
Yeah.
Are
Which
they
is
still doing
crazy.
those? Are they
So
still
she's
doing
also
those?
canceled now too.
I
That's
think
right.
they're doing a
Yeah.
third
Oh,
one.
is she canceled? Oh,
No, really? Ah.
It's crazy.
Um,
So what spicy things was J.K. Rowling talking about?
we're not going to get into it because you're
Yeah, 'cause I don't
you're
wanna
already
get
You're already
canceled.
sipping, so
Yeah.
But no, like that.
Good move. Good
It's
move.
like what's her the chick who,
Google.
the chick who wrote 50 Shades too, because wasn't it like a fanfic that she started? It was like on Reddit or something she started on.
It was like a fanfic of Twilight, right? Which was a fanfic of something else.
I think so. Yeah,
Yo,
Wait,
that's
so she
nuts.
made a fan,
a fan fiction just story,
but like
and then made it into an
based. Wait,
actual
hold on,
book.
but based off of Twilight,
Yeah,
Like
which
use
is-
character.
fully about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then once it became popular, she changed the names and made it into 50 Shades of Grey. But,
That's
like, yeah, it
wild.
was definitely. I'm almost
Get to it,
positive that
boys.
was, like,
Get to
fan
it.
fiction.
Just
I'm on Reddit, basically.
So no,
Reddit,
so
or
I
what is it
very
about?
quickly on Reddit there is a story I saw where it was John Wick was on an assignment to go kill someone, and he's like going through this mansion, and there's like these booby traps that are set up that he's like John Wick is getting around, and then he gets into this office, and there's his target is sitting there at the desk, and he has one of the gold coins that John Wick has, because that's how like they paid for all their stuff.
mhm.
Yeah, all the services.
And John Wick looks at him, and the target looks at John and says, "John, it's good seeing you. Haven't seen you in a while. I always had a feeling that you would be the one that would come get me." And John Wick says, "Well, Mr. Wayne, I did have to finally like it," and like it's like Batman, and it's like, what? Oh my god! And then like it just
That
kind
would
of
be-
ends
that would be
abruptly,
pretty
and it's
sick.
just like, why would we not do more of this?
That would be pretty.
I
sick.
want
That'd be
more.
wild.
Yeah, because
What's
then
crazy
it's like,
is the amount of people who write fan fiction and like a lot of fan fiction and like
Yeah.
it goes nowhere. But like she got super lucky and it was just weirdly popular and
Mm.
she made it into another book that
You got to know your audience.
well, I think and I think it would be
Yes.
the timing of her
Timing too.
writing that. There's all the
Timing too.
Twilight fans were like these teenage girls. Then
I
they
just- I-
aged
And
up
all
a
the-
little
and-
bit.
But all their moms also were like, we want to like these books
Yeah,
too.
yeah, and then like they aged up, and then this chick starts writing these
Leveled
characters
up.
do you want
in,
I
like,
googled it. It's
physical contact.
the name the fan fiction. The name of it
I was
was
concerned.
the original name when it was put online was Master of the Universe, and her pseudonym was Snow Queen's Ice Dragon. So she
Amazing.
she wrote the fan fiction called
Amazing.
Master of the Universe with her name as Snow Queen's Ice Dragon.
And this is 50 Shades.
Yeah, eventually it became 50 Shades. Yeah.
That's why. Hey, well done.
Three,
Yeah.
three movies.
Let's
Yeah.
get a round of applause
I
for
mean,
her.
bad
have a
movies,
little
but like
button
she
to
made
push.
money. She made money on fan fiction, which is
Nah,
ridiculous.
that's crazy. Listen, I think it just.
I'm just gonna write fan fiction Star Wars and hope someone.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Why not?
Uh-oh.
It's not gonna happen.
You know what I mean? Andrew, you could be out here raking it in.
Andrew,
you know?
Andrew, who you gonna ship? Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Oh no, no! I don't want to read this anymore. I'm scared.
That's definitely not happening.
Leia and Luke. Ooh, they
no,
already did that.
no.
That's
Scary.
Anyway, moving on.
what was the guy that everyone hated from episode 1?
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar Binks. There you go. But like Jar Jar and Leia, there you go.
Oh
No,
No,
Jar Jar
also,
and
no, Jar Jar's
and
so
Amidala. Yo.
Lisa.
Or just
Tell
make
you.
it
Yo,
right. Jar
we're
Jar's
onto
actually
something
a
right
Sith.
now.
No, I'm actually very uncomfortable. We should move on. What's your next question, Zach?
Just
No, I mean,
go-
Please,
go-
please have something else, please.
all right. What's based off of it? What's your favorite movie based off of a book?
Jurassic Park, I guess.
That's hard.
Not
That's a tough one.
not a Star Wars book for you, Andrew?
None of them.
Well, the
were
Star Wars
based
came
on
first.
Movies,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. And they just
Yeah.
started making all the other books later.
Well, yeah, but also like, yeah, none of the books ever became a movie.
Mhm.
They've pulled characters from books to be in like shows
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff, but like,
But never. Okay.
yeah. For
So
the most part-
Jurassic. Did you read Jurassic Park?
yeah, a while ago. a long
And the
time
lie
ago.
detector determined
So
that was a lie.
I had to think about it for a second. 'cause the
Yeah, yeah,
was
no,
like,
yeah.
when I was in middle
Oh
school.
yeah.
I'm sure you did.
Oh yeah, my man had to think about it. Jonathan, I think I'd agree with you with him because that man sounds like he is a lion. For sure.
Man's king of the jungle over here because he's
Yeah,
a lion.
A lion.
So
That's
corny.
right.
That's so corny.
That hurt me a little bit.
Wait, hold on. I got you. Hold on. I got you guys. Oh, hold on. Let me play it.
We need a soundboard. We do.
We do.
Like,
I'm saying,
I'm
if we did a
gonna
soundboard
invest
with
it.
that,
I'm gonna
some
get it.
China clips, like it'd be amazing. He's a liar.
Jurassic.
Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I guess I would have to say Jurassic Park. I don't really. There's no book that I read that became a movie that would be up there for me.
Like top. Okay.
Yeah.
Joshy.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look at my book list real quick.
Oh,
here we
BRB.
we'll
So
be
talk
here.
amongst yourselves.
There'll-
Yeah, talk
there'll
amongst
be
yourselves.
A second part of this episode.
Here's
ladies and
another.
gentlemen.
Here's another topic.
No, I have to
No.
say mine. So how
Okay,
about-
I didn't. I don't have anything.
What
Yeah.
we're gonna do anyway is just talk about Josh while he's gone to our listeners, and
No facts. So this dude is, for all of you that don't know
Worse.
Josh, my man is such a douche. Like my man is just out here. He's what, 5'6" at best.
Mhm. Crazy.
You know, he
Imagine
just
that.
hang- hilarious. This is gonna be
my
funny
man
for him
just
on
my
playback.
man just hangs onto his wife's coattails for the
Wow.
easiest ride of
See,
his life.
that's
You
a
know what I
little
mean?
disrespectful.
I mean, yo,
Double
shout out to
entendre.
Shout out to China for being a boss. You know what I mean? Like she's out here just, you know, dragging this man around the world. And Josh,
I know
is
we're
over
trying to
there
kill time
cozy.
until he comes back, but like, what was your movie, Zach?
I give you one guess. Joshy? John?
Monte Cristo.
I feel like-
Count him Monte Cristo. Yeah, I figured it was probably that one.
every
All right, I
time.
got it.
Oh,
Jaws.
he's back.
Jaws. Peter
George was actually,
Benchley.
I think George was like number 18 on one of the lists I read. It was actually like pretty highly grossed. Obviously, we all know that, but all right,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah,
for you.
Jaws, and it's crazy different in the book because in the movie it's like just this mindless shark that's just killing people
Yeah.
for killing
The shark was
for
sentient.
killing's sake. Well, in the book, it's almost like the shark's killing off people that have really intense sins, which is wild. Yeah, like that. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
I was gonna say
Demon
like,
shark.
How far off?
Judgment Jaws.
How far off does an adaptation have to be where you're like, I don't really count it, where it's like so different from?
I mean, if it's influenced, like they'll be like, oh, instead of based on, the like, oh, influenced by so and so.
Because I was just thinking of like, do androids dream of electric sheep and Blade Runner? And I was like, they're pretty different. And I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
I don't know how far. Yeah, I was just thinking how far it would be before I'll be like, yeah, no, I don't know if that counts.
There's iRobot too, technically.
Top tier. Top tier.
That was
I
a
mean,
book?
I'm pretty sure wasn't Life of Pi a book first? And
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That was
They're
decent.
both very similar. They
Yeah.
they stayed pretty close to what the book was.
Actually,
Yeah.
never seen the movie.
Don't.
No?
Don't.
Oh.
Don't.
It's
bad.
a great it's a great movie.
I feel
But
like I
it's one of
watched
those movies that you can only watch once ever, and it will kind of crush you for a few days.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that the one when, like,
that's how I normally am. So
it. This dude over here just telling me, hey man, just be happy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go watch Life of Pi on repeat, bro.
on repeat. he said.
Is that like what was that other one that makes you sad? Bridge to Terror.
Rabbit. Oh
Oh,
no,
no,
Wow.
dude!
Actually,
Come on!
Actually, now that you just said that, that is my favorite
Wait, is that a
movie.
book?
out
That
of
was a
all.
book?
Yeah.
That was a book. Oh, see, okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
Jeez,
I
man.
don't remember that movie.
Don't
Uh,
remember it. It's more better.
My
if you
heart
don't.
actually
Is that the one
legitimately
that they go
just-
through the
It hurts.
closet? Is that when they go through the closet?
No, that's Narnia.
That's Narnia, you fool! You fool!
The Lion, the Witch, and it's a wardrobe.
But
Oh,
also
man.
like Bridge to, like, I think Jaden liked that one.
Yeah,
I
probably.
loved that movie. That was.
I mean, you also have the movie was decent, but the book was clearly better. The Dragon Tattoos.
Mm.
But as far as like,
Well, they made which set of movies? Obviously, the first set of movies, right?
well, no, I like the Daniel Craig one. That's what
Really?
I'm saying. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
never watched
surprising.
the Swedish one because
Those are good.
yeah, I look at his face and his stupid little hat. How excited he gets.
Don't be mean.
But yes, that and then you know, to throw it back to my favorite books of recent, Crazy Rich Asians, bro. That movie,
That was a good movie.
I've never seen
wildly
it.
good, bro. I'm telling you, you would, watch that with your wife, bro. She'd enjoy that. And by enjoy that, I mean she'd be sleeping within 10 minutes because that's what she does when she watches movies. So
True.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a scary movie that she doesn't want to watch,
Yeah.
but she's so afraid
And
that
by
she stays
by
awake.
scary, we mean like James Bond. Then sure, it's a real thriller. But sure,
Oh, I
yeah.
guess James Bond would fall in that. Ooh,
Yeah, it
the
does.
Bourne
actually.
movies.
Also
They
do
were
as well.
books,
Yeah,
Ooh,
do as well. Yeah. Yo,
man,
the Bourne books are wild.
intense.
Yeah. Shout out to Uncle Keith for those because he.
Well,
he
I was gonna
always like,
say
"Oh,
it's
we
maybe
just-
not. Well, they are. Some of them are movies. Some of the Jack Ryan movies, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Jack
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yep.
Jack Reacher.
yeah, Jack Reacher. But like, Jack
But, like,
Reacher, actually, I did
does
like
it-
Jack Reacher.
But like some of them were based off the books, but some of them were just like the character in a different situation, right? Like, so does that count?
What do you mean?
Like, were all of them based off books?
Jack
Or,
Ryan?
I think
or
I
Jack
think
Reacher? Like,
so.
I thought the
Jack
Reacher one
Ryan,
with Tom
Jack Ryan,
Cruise,
Clear and
wasn't that
Present
just, like-
Danger is.
No, that's 100% the
Yeah.
book. But I'm saying like
Hunt for Red October as well, I believe, is a
that
book.
was off the book. And,
Yeah,
okay.
I think they are. Some of
I don't
all
think-
years,
Because like
right?
the
Some of
one
all
I
on
don't know.
Am-
book,
Like
yeah.
what I'm thinking of is like the one on Amazon, right?
Mhm.
Like I don't. Is that based off a book or is it just?
I don't
a
think so.
character?
Yeah, I think
Like-
they took the character and made a story.
Like
with
That's
him.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
like the one with Chris
like-
Pine, Shadow Recruit. I don't think that's a book either.
Yeah.
Mm,
So like at a certain point, I think it's just like inspired by, but like it's
Yeah.
different.
mhm.
But actually, yeah. See, because like
there you go. We mixed it up.
yeah,
Now
no,
pick
no,
one.
because like now you say movies that you don't remember them being books because you saw them as
Mhm.
movies first, and then
Mhm.
you were younger, obviously. So then later on, you're like, oh, that was a book. I didn't realize. But Clear and Present Danger is a great movie. I love that. Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
I want to look this up actually. Jack Ryan movies.
All right. Dead
But,
air.
like,
So
well, I mean, no, he was like on a tangent. He's like, and now I have to look something up.
like he
But-
just dropped off real quick. He was
Yeah, he
just
did,
like-
but
You guys,
no,
you
he
guys
was on
can
it.
continue, and I'm gonna
yeah, no, he was on
fact
it.
check
He
myself.
was on it.
slowly quieted down, faded out.
And with regards to like books, movies, things like that, if you guys were in the process are in the industry, would you rather be the writer of the book or the director of the movie on the book? Like, so like
you have to make a choice.
Either
Don't just say no.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
no to the second choice that he said.
you know,
I
like,
think
so
I'd
you
I
don't
think
wanna-
I'd want to do the movie.
I feel like in my mind I could see Josh being that way as well. I would say I feel like I would want to write the book. I would want to write the book and just be like, listen, you can do the movie and like I'll give you notes. I understand like at the end of the day it might be different from what I envisioned, but like I would still want the original to be mine, to know like, oh no, mine was this good that you wanted to make it a movie.
Yeah.
I think I'd want to be the director because, like, I'd want to be like, this is one of my most favorite books ever. Someone else is going to do a terrible job adapting it. I can at least get as close as possible to like a good adaptation.
I mean, and you could wear a hat like that to work every day. You're the director. You know?
I can do that now.
Yeah.
How do you
No,
think it's gonna
and
cover?
I agree with what Andrew was saying before, like with him reading his manga and stuff. Like he was saying, you get to a certain part in the story and you're like, oh man, I really want to see this animated because that's going to be such an epic fight. And it's like, as the director, you've read this book, it's your favorite book ever, and you're just visualizing in your head, oh man, if they did this and this, and then we got this to happen, and then we like, I just feel like that would be really exciting. I think it just would probably get tough because I feel like a lot of directors love these books that they've read. Then they're making the movie, but then there is a lot of other people,
Politics,
like like involved and making decisions, and it kind of can.
producers,
Okay,
and
but like
time
if you're say like a super director where they'll give you whatever you want, then I think it's possible. If you're just like an
like Shamalama,
I was thinking like Nolan or something, or what's the guy who's doing Dune? He's pretty much getting whatever he wants.
Oh, Villeneuve or something. Dennis. Blah 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 blah. Can't
Because
talk.
like he's been putting out like great movies, so like they basically are just like do whatever you want. So like you'd have to be up there to be able to like get closer to that, or else people
call your shots.
Yeah, or else people would be messing with it.
Yeah,
I feel like being a director of a movie adaptation, it's gonna be very impossible to make everyone happy. Which obviously, you know, with movies in general, that you're gonna have that issue. But because it's a movie, you know, you're cut to like half an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, 100%.
There's so much stuff you have to squeeze in to that movie.
But like it's been done, like the Lord of the Rings stuff, the Harry Potter stuff. Like it's not perfect.
Yeah, but those are also like super.
Yeah, they have the ability to expand how many movies they put that into.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but like it is possible.
Yeah,
you just have to be given that ability by the student, like the money. They have to trust your vision for this to plan out. If you're like, you go in there, you're like, listen, I need 10 movies. Like, you gotta let me do this. And like, you can back it up. Like, you have to, you know, show them with like the first 2 or something that it's amazing, and like it'll pick up. You know, then you can drag it out.
Yeah,
which I feel like only like so often does that happen, where it's like you walk in knowing off rip the movie's gonna be like a series of movies. But like with Harry Potter, like I think they were just like, all right, this book is wildly popular and has been for the past 4 years. Let's make the movie.
What you're saying. I will bring up another book that we all loved. I think we all loved.
I'm scared.
And like the movie it had one movie and then they canceled it. A Series of Unfortunate Events.
True. That is very true.
It was a great movie, and then they never kept that going.
The movie.
No, I'm saying it's a book. So like the book series finished,
right.
but I'm saying like the first movie.
Sorry, I was thinking of the series, which was trash.
I didn't hate it.
I never read those books.
What, bro? They're so good.
Yeah,
they were so legitimately like I think that was like the first like big series I like really dove into, because I think it's what, like 13 books?
Yeah,
13?
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know they had that many. That's like, crazy.
Have you seen the movie with Jim Carrey?
Oh yeah.
Like
each of the people that they stay with is like the book by itself.
Yeah.
Oh no way.
Yeah. So like
that's
Jim
Carrey in that movie,
but like it's basically like
a good like
Count Olaf disguising himself in the other books.
Yeah.
Like after he loses them in the first one, like and they go say to somebody else, then he disguises himself and then he disguises himself again.
It's amazing. It's so good though.
And it would have been perfect with Jim Carrey. And like they did the first 3 books in the movie, right?
Yeah.
And like it just they squeezed too much into one movie, and then they also like they canceled it, obviously, which was also disappointing. But like,
one of like
it would have been
for
great.
a good like 3 years, we quoted the crap out of that movie. Whenever
Something,
someone would like
something.
come and ring and then someone would like ring the doorbell, you walk down. Oh, hold on. Intrude.
No, it was definitely a classic. But like that's
Where's
something
the roast
where
beef?
I was like, someone made a decision where it was like we're not moving forward with this, even though like it was, I don't know if it was money it never made enough, or if it's just they didn't think it was good enough.
Probably what it was. Probably just didn't make enough that they expected.
Because like the way they were doing it, I think it would have been 4 movies if they did 3 books a movie, right? Because like I think there's 12 books maybe. But
it's definitely like it's tough. Like movies based off of books, it's like, you know, a love-hate relationship at times I have with them. But I do appreciate the fact that, like, you know, sometimes you need the visual on top of what the written word actually has to offer. So
real quick.
Oh, here we go.
So I found there's actually 6 Tom Clancy books that are movies. It's Hunter Red October, Some of All Fears, Patriot Games, Clear Present Danger, Without Remorse, which is the new one that just came out with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And then it's not a movie, but it's a game. Rainbow Six is a book.
Wow, that's a solid list right there.
The other games like aren't considered; they're just in the Tom Clancy universe.
But like those books,
like Splinter Cell and all that.
Movies are incredible.
Yeah,
that's a solid list. So
Splinter Cell, oh man,
Splinter Cell would be
Josh,
Ghost Recon.
I have two more quick topics I wanted to touch upon before we leave our faithful listeners for the evening. But first one being
with another podcast, they're not.
They probably are. It's fine. They're probably French, so it's fine.
I get it.
If based off of books, I want to know, because I feel like Josh probably has at least one saved up, and I feel like Jonathan good because you always have like a solid memory as well. Andrew as well. I'm the one that has crap memory and impediment. So that being said, do you guys have a favorite quote from a book or a movie that was based off of a book? It could be either or. Preferably if it was just strictly book, but
like a favorite line from a book.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be funny. It could be like meaningful. It could be just like emotional, but like it triggers a memory. Like it could be anything. It doesn't have to be just like, you know, intrude or whatever.
Well, I mean, I had said mine with the I Am Legend thing. Like that.
Yes.
That was absolutely incredible. But with the Island of Dr. Moreau, there's an entire section of a chapter, or like there's one chapter of that book that it's like, when especially the first time I read that, it was like the middle of the night, I'm reading this, and it like actually shook me to my core, like while reading this. And I was just like, this is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah. Cause H.G. Wells, I just liked his writing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I haven't read it yet, but it's on my, you know, it's close by. So it's on the list.
No, it's just very, very exciting. But I think the I Am Legend quote would probably be like one, which I hope I'm quoting it correctly.
I'm sure you are, because you like I said, it's annoying how good you are. And also like the fact that like I get full body chills when you like actually like read or quote movies. It's insane. Books, it's insane.
I didn't see the movie, but I was gonna say Ender's Game. I don't know an exact quote, but I just remember like it's kind of like a twist near the end, which I don't know if I really want to spoil it, but spoilers.
That's
we'll send.
It's basically like during this training in like command school that they're in, like, and then he finds out like the games they're playing is actually real, and like he's really controlling real people on the other end of that. And I was like that, like when that happened, I was like, oh dang.
Yeah, and like really destroying people.
Like, and like he's like because he played it risky, like he was like
Mhm.
he played it smart, but like he was sacrificing a lot of people because he's thinking it's a game, and he's like, to win, you sacrifice some pawns over here or something.
The whole
like-
final battle when he makes like
Yeah.
the shield around the main ship, and mad
it's
people
just a
died.
bunch of
Yeah.
Mad
people,
people
yeah.
died.
That's
Yeah.
yo. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And, like,
I've
it
never
kinda
read the
broke him
books.
after,
I might have
like-
to read this book. It sounds
Dude,
insane.
yeah,
It was-
it's
It was
crazy.
great. And so like I don't have
know.
a quote, but I just remember that.
This guy.
Can't have it.
like-
That's a good one though. That's a good one.
It's for me, real quick. Sorry, just jumping in. Ayn Rand is the one that wrote Atlas Shrugged.
Alex
Sorry,
Shrugged,
John.
Yep.
That's
But
random.
she also read or wrote Fountainhead,
Mhm.
and the main character in that book, the guy, he is just like kind of obnoxious, but it's because he knows that he is a bit more ahead of the times that's going on. So like it's mainly about architecture and him designing more modern buildings, whereas everybody wanted to stay with Greek columns and all this kind of stuff. But there's a line where this guy is talking to the main character, and he says, "Well, John, I just want to know, what do you think of me?" And John looks at the guy and goes, "I don't think of you." And yeah, and like it's just like, good Lord.
For our listeners out there, that's it. Josh is like, "Oh, that's rough." That is a quote that I think Josh has said before.
Oh no,
I feel
yeah, I
like
say it all the
that's-
time.
On the daily,
That's
yeah.
fully a Josh.
I'm pretty sure
thing.
that
And,
he
it's not
said
even
that
like-
yesterday.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he time traveled, gave that chick that quote to use in her book, and then hop back and was just like, "Oh, this is a great book." Oh, yeah.
You guys should read this book.
I'm a nice
He-
got some
he's
person.
great
he
quotes
back
in
to
it.
featured it.
I
back-
actually wrote the book. Yeah,
1,000%.
I'm Ayn Rand. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on the
I
phone.
mean,
Hey, here's a line.
I meant that's legitimate. Oh my goodness, on the phone. Well done, Andrew. That's great.
Chuck
I
Berry.
hate that
yeah.
movie for that reason. Oh yeah, the white man gave Chuck Berry his music. Yeah, sure, sure.
I mean,
Fight.
I kind of agree with you on that point. Besides the fact that
Oh.
whole movie was way
Yeah.
problematic.
But he
It was
learned
so-
that sound from Chuck Berry. So it's like a
Mm.
little loop of like
Oh,
what really
yeah.
happened. Anyway.
Which came first, the white person or the great music?
Woof. Oh, snap.
I think we found our highlight for this. Yeah, that's going in the YouTube trailer, 100%. That's gonna be the very first one.
Wow.
Oh wow, that was great. So John, do you have a quote from book and or movie?
I
Oh yeah. So one more time. Oh, sorry, John. I'm just messing with you. No, it's all you.
Lint liquor. I can't think of a I can't think of a specific quote, but have you guys ever read the book The Giver?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's another book that I actually read that on my, like, it wasn't a part of like any like curriculum or anything. I just read that on my own, and the whole like concept of this like utopian society, just everything's just in black and white. But this kid, becomes more curious as he's learning from this older member of the society, and as he's learning more, he begins to notice different things. Starts to see colors in certain places, and the end of the book is him escaping the society with what it was this with his sister, right? I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
think this younger kid, I can't remember.
Yeah, but like the whole journey throughout that book was really like eye opening. It was really cool. I like that a lot.
There's other books to that. It's like a trilogy, right?
The Giver?
I think so. I can't remember.
I
for
think
sure.
there's 2 more. I never read them, but anyway.
But yeah, no,
And then my quote is
Is the
Of
one you
course.
have on your arm?
yeah, we don't care. He's just gonna give us an excuse to show off his tattoo on his bicep so he can flex for the camera.
Mm,
Nobody
That's what this whole
cares,
episode
dude.
was about.
Yeah,
that
yep.
was it was so elaborate.
Yes.
We just wasted an
Yes.
hour. of
All right, can we
time
ju-
just
yeah,
to see your
Can we just see it?
tattoo.
Just do it. Just say it as you
But
flex.
that wasn't. I mean, it's it wasn't.
We can't see it. We can't see it. It was
I know,
blocked
it's
by
on
the mic.
Yeah,
Yes.
damn mic. No,
All that
one's for
planning
sure.
to waste.
I know. It's
Oh,
crazy.
wait.
I legit was like, I'm gonna put this whole episode together just to show off my biceps because I need an excuse to show off my
Oh
biceps.
my
Like you guys
God.
don't know me. I don't understand.
And this is Zach, who thinks muscles is a personality.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, that was so hurtful. I don't think I've listened to that episode just because of that. Just because of that. But no, that one, yes, the one on my arm is great, but because of the book. But I think another top tier quote for me, I think would be. It was in where is it?
So guys,
The great Railway Bazaar by Paul Thoreau. So like another very typical like travel book vibe. And in it, there's a section that he's like been traveling and on the road for months at this point, and he's like not hating it, but like definitely just kind of like done with the process. Yeah, which like Jonathan, I think you experienced it a little bit when we traveled together. I definitely experienced it as well. Like when you're on the road for a while, and you just kind of like, man, this is fun, but like I'm over it. And there's a section of it that he's describing his experience in like Southeast Asia, and it was just one of the things that reading it last year. He wrote that book 40 years ago, I think, and like the exact same feeling is one that I felt, and it was just like the moment when like, for me anyway, that's like, no, this is why I love reading books so much, because
the connection,
to have the connection to a random dude from 3-4 decades ago to an experience that I had within the last decade, like absolutely mind blowing, and didn't even need to take off my clothes to have it. You know what I mean? So that is
wow. Wow.
Sorry, can we run that back?
I think that was part of the bubonic plague, right?
Yes, for sure. A few of those definitely in Southeast Asia.
My God.
So
Interesting.
So yeah, those are all great quotes. I appreciate all of us for that. And to wrap it up,
that'll do.
Yes,
that'll
do.
Which is a book. It's a book and a movie.
It is. So real quick to wrap it up, we're gonna call this section rapid fire questions. None other than would you rather questions. All right. So this one, I'm going to go individual. So I'm going to ask one person one question. They'll answer it, keep it short, concise, to the point, and I'm going to ask someone else another question. Okay?
Take it.
All right, perfect. We'll start off with Josh. Joshy, would you rather be able to read one book a year for the rest of your life, or be able to read 100 books this year but never touch a book again?
Oh my God. One book a year.
So you're how old right now?
He's got a point there.
How old are you right now?
He doesn't have much time left.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's what, 32? You're dying at 38 anyway. So, to be honest with you,
dang. So I chose wrong. I chose incorrectly.
Yeah, you're dumb. Okay,
you
moving
chose
on.
poorly.
Moving on. You lose. You get nothing.
I was gonna go with 100 because then you can still watch movies.
Facts, exactly.
Yeah. See, I got nervous and I just chose.
All right, so no, that one's too easy for Jonathan. Okay, for Andrew.
I get the easy one? Okay.
No. I changed it all together.
That's nuts.
Would you rather have your all-time favorite character erased from this story, or 10 of your other favorite characters erased from their stories? So, like, one person that you
like,
this could
Ender
be
completely gone.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Yoda never existing.
Hey, we're just talking books.
Yeah, but like, I mean, books, movies based off of books, and whatever.
Tough. I'd probably go with the one.
Just
hard choice you have to make.
It's a hard choice, but like,
do or do not.
I do like a lot of books. So like, I'd have to go with the one. Like, it would be really sad, but like, I'd have to go with the one.
Man, that's nutty.
That's a good one. All right, and for my boy Jay Murr. All right, here's a good one. Would you rather? Okay, just for you because your lack of desire to read. Would you rather be able to only read the first page of a book, or only read the last page of a book?
That's first page. I'd say first page. Yeah.
Really?
If I were to read the last page of a book, and like depending on how, like if I read the last page of I Am Legend, and that's how it ends, and I'm just like, and we're pissed, and now we're pissed because now I need to know what happened. Yeah, that would 100% make me angry for the rest of the
No,
day.
that's true. That's
I
good.
feel like, yeah,
But, like, the
starting
first
a book
page-
is harder. Starting a book is
Yeah,
like,
yeah, but that's my point though. The first page will give you a lot of times nothing. If
if
we're
you
being
said
honest,
if you
like,
said the first chapter, I would have been like, okay, that's tougher because like the first chapter sets
Yeah.
up everything.
Kind of builds up. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I honestly, I'm a psycho. I would definitely pick the last page. I'd want it. I would want it.
Well, that's
Like,
because you're also a glutton for punishment. So
yes,
we're not talking
there's
about
really-
our
here
mental
we go.
issues. We're talking
Here we
about.
I was like, where's he going? It's like romantic, mental, like
Pick one.
workflow. Yes.
Nay.
So with that being said, I hate all of them. Thank you for taking this journey with us about books.
Oh, that
and
was good. I like that. I
proper
don't read, but
books.
I was happy to be a part of the conversation.
No, listen, it's crazy because I feel like that half the time you guys dive into movies, and I'm just, hey, I'm here to support,
Yeah, we threw,
Try not to
we
get
threw
us
that
canceled, you know?
softball with Fast and Furious. So
I wish
I,
I knew this topic
yeah.
beforehand, so I could have looked up some older books that I read that I can't remember.
That's okay.
But it's all right.
It's all right. Maybe
you guys
maybe in the
remember the show
coming
Reading
future-
Rainbow?
Yes.
take
Oh.
a look. It's in a,
It's in a book.
reading,
Reading
rainbow.
Rainbow.
Okay, that's copyrighted.
No,
for
wait,
sure.
what's the other one? The reading lines
Reading
Oh,
between
Between
the
the Lines?
Yeah.
between. Yes, amazing. I
Pants,
hated
fucking
PBS, but for like 4 hours during the day when we were at my grandfather's house, he only had PBS working because of the bunny rabbits. That was the only channel, and he just stuck with whatever goes on. You're like, yo, this show is trash.
The amount of
No.
Teletubbies we watch at a certain
Do
age,
not
you shouldn't
dare
watch
talk about
Teletubbies, I'm
read
just
between
like-
the lines like that. Read
Nah,
between the
Teletubbies
lines.
was also straight trash.
Yeah,
Because
that's
we were
what I'm
also
saying.
like 12. We were like
Yeah,
13.
we should watch
No,
Teletubbies,
this is-
but we're sitting there like, all right,
Tinky Winky.
But it was like either
Pepsi.
this, or like
La.
Gramps was like gonna make us read. I'm like, no, we'll watch TV, yo. We're good. We'll watch TV. James like, this is so much fun.
Oh,
It
and the
ain't.
vacuum.
Yeah.
Well, that's where we started calling her JJ the Jet Plane, right? From that
Yes,
show.
the
Oh
show.
my gosh, that show was
Well,
trash.
now we got to kids shows. Okay, let's
Uh,
move.
yeah, word.
Now it's
All
off the
right,
rails.
So,
Yeah.
so anyway, can we bring it back and just wrap up the episode with one more ad read by our co-host, Mr. Jonathan Murray? Take it away.
Well, everyone, thank you to our listeners for this, for just hanging out with us. And this episode again is brought to you by Off the Rails. What? This episode
we
of
are off the rails.
Yeah, let's try and get back on the rails real quick, just for this 2-minute ad read. Cool. This episode of Off the Rails is brought to you by height. Are you vertically challenged? Are you like Josh and often find yourself on your tippy toes trying to reach the top shelf?
Bamboozled me. He bamboozled me.
Do you wish to add a couple more inches to your height? Well, that's tough. Not me, though, or Andrew, or Zach, but definitely Josh.
Yeah.
That guy is short and old.
I'm little.
Height.
Yeah.
You don't have it.
You know,
God, always love it. Always
that
love
was-
it.
That was
God.
pretty great, Josh. I mean, listen, technology in the future, you never know.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, hey Josh, when you went away to get that book, don't listen to that part when you're editing this podcast. You will be upset. But besides that, thank you guys for joining us on this Monday. Josh, Andrew, John. Until next week.
Oh, I just wanted to say, real
Nope,
quick.
Josh,
Hold on, real
run
quick.
it.